What's up, everybody? Texas Triple Tapper here. Wanted to bring you guys another gun review. Just got my hands on a pretty neat little toy. This is an AR15 pistol chambered in 300 Blackout. This was a cartridge that I wasn't all that familiar with, but always kind of sort of had a curiosity, and I figured, what the hell. Plus I thought, you know, I wanted to kind of see what all the fuss was about these AR style pistols. I wasn't really sure if I was going to like it or not, because, you know, the way that these are intended to be shot, for me, kind of leave a little something to be desired. You know, this one doesn't. I'm going to change out the brace, and I think that'll help a little bit. But you know, kind of holding it out here like this in a pistol style configuration, or even holding it out here like this, is just weird to me. But you know, shouldering it, I was never one of those guys. I don't really like my nose right up on top of, you know, the bolt carrier, or you know, really super close to the action of the pistol. And I know, you know, when I was in the Army, that was kind of how they taught us to shoot, but you know, I just don't like it. And also with this, I mean, this doesn't have a whole lot of recoil, but what's interesting is if you can see, you know, the end of this is a very, I mean, this is, I don't know, not much bigger than the size of a quarter in diameter, and when you tuck that into the shoulder there, I mean, it starts to kind of not be comfortable, you know, whenever you're firing it. Off the top of my head, I don't remember what the make and model of this is. I actually didn't buy it. I actually traded it for an old rifle that I never even shot, and I got a pretty smoking deal on it. Came with a Vortex Venom reflex sight. This is not a Vortex. This is a, I don't know, it's just a no-name kind of reflex sight, but I mean, it's great. It works really well. Came with the flash hider, and it's also got like a kind of flash hider slash kind of muzzle brake on it. It does have the threaded barrel, but what's interesting, and I'll kind of come back to that, is that it really kind of pissed me off whenever I put my Silencer Co. hybrid suppressor on it, and we'll talk about that in a minute. It did have, this is the M-LOK system, and it had a Picatinny rail on the bottom, which I took off and put it on something else. So I mean, it's got a really nice feel to it, and it's got a full-length Picatinny rail up here on top. Super sweet. Came with a 30-round PMag, which is really nice. I really like PMags. They've always got good audible and tactile feel whenever you get into the weapon. The bolt is nice. Bolt carrier group stays open when you fire it empty. It just seems like it's pretty well made, and the price point on these, you know, isn't very much at all. It's got a pretty sweet trigger. Don't know what kind of grip this is, but I mean, it's easy enough to switch out. It's very similar to a Magpul, but it's not a Magpul. But I mean, I don't even know that I would need to modify it. I mean, like I said, it's just a sweet little shooter, and I really like it. It's a really cool gun. So with the, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you guys, but I'm going to try to zoom in here and just kind of show you the tip of this. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not, but that should be good. So we've got the this little muzzle device. I'm going to take it off here. Guess I could do it where you guys can kind of see it, huh? Okay, so this right here is a little washer, okay, or a little spacing washer. So most of the time it's recommended that you don't use these with suppressors, because sometimes it may not cinch down evenly and you're likely to get a baffle strike. So most of the time people say don't use them. So okay, don't use them. So what ends up happening is I didn't even thread it on to use it. So I took that washer off, threaded it on here, and if you look right here on the side, both sides, there's a little white where the metal is missing. The suppressor went down all the way against this foregrip, this M-lock rail system, and it was butting up against it, and it wasn't quite snug down all the way. But if I would have kept tightening the suppressor, I mean, it was just, you know, barely enough. I mean, you know, like the size of this little ring here. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try it. So I put this little ring on, then I put my suppressor, it's the Silencer Co Hybrid, put it on there. It cleared this rail system here, no issues, but the damage was already done. I had already scratched it, and so, excuse me, I got to scratch my nose. So that kind of pissed me off. You know, it just literally needed like another 1/8 of an inch, you know, clearance, just to, you know, shave that back or cut it back or make the barrel just a, you know, 1/8 of an inch longer, and it wouldn't have had that issue. It didn't scratch my suppressor, luckily, but it did scratch just the front of this, which is, I mean, it's really inconsequential, but it's just frustrating because clearly it's made to be suppressed because they have a threaded barrel with it. So I thought that was kind of frustrating, and I don't know if you guys had ever experienced that, but you know, I mean, I don't mind, you know, scratches that get on the gun. Like, I mean, if it's from ammo flying around or whatever, but I mean, I don't want to scratch up my shit just from attaching it and detaching it. I think it's just really frustrating. And anyway, I'll come down off of my high horse now, but like I said, that just really kind of irritated me. Other than that, I don't really have a lot of complaints about this pistol. I am looking at getting an adjustable brace for this, because I mean this just isn't going to work, you know. And I was a little confused on, you know, what some of the laws are in terms of that, but I mean, I think I'll be okay. There's a couple of different systems out there that I'm looking at using, and I think it'll be, you know, completely legal, no issues. I mean, and ultimately, if I have to SBR this thing, you know, I will. I'll fill out the Form 1, and I mean, I have a gun trust, and you know, with suppressors and all kinds of fun stuff on it, so not a problem. But I really don't want to have to do that. I just want a comfortable, you know, brace at the end, just so that, you know, if I do have to occasionally shoulder it, it's not going to be, you know, like it's driving, you know, dead center into my shoulder. And again, it's not a super powerful, you know, recoil, but I mean, it's, you know, it can, especially if it's, you know, digging into you with this, you know, kind of focused little nub, and this is metal on the end. It's got the kind of styrofoam here, but nothing on the end of it, which that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but whatever. All in all, like I said, nice little pistol. You can attach some, you know, some slings to it, some QD mounts. It will definitely work suppressed. No issues there. When I did shoot it suppressed, it was very quiet. Just a real pleasure to shoot. And you know, for I want to say these retail for, I don't know, $300 or $400, and it's a pretty badass little pistol. So I highly recommend checking it out. The only reason I took the Vortex Venom off was because it was way too small. Those to me are more, granted this is a pistol, more of your traditional pistol size, you know, reflex sight, red dot sight. It was just kind of too hard to see. And this one, I'm actually going to move it a little bit more forward, just like a couple of inches, and I think it'll be just absolutely perfect for me. So, anyways, wanted to share this with you guys, point it out. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, you know where to leave them. Until next time, Texas Triple Tapper, out.